There is a moment most of us have lived through. You are sitting somewhere, alone, quiet, and a memory hits you. Not a dramatic one, just ordinary. Your mother making tea in the morning. A friend who used to call you every week. A version of yourself that was lighter, freer, less worried. And you think, why didn't I appreciate that when I had it? That thought, that specific regret is one of the most universal human experiences, and yet we never seem to learn from it. We treat people like they'll always be there. We take health for granted until the diagnosis. We ignore relationships until they break. We don't tell people what they mean to us until we are standing at their funeral trying to remember if we ever did. Why? Why do we only wake up to value after it's gone? Here's what's actually happening. The human brain is wired for one thing above everything else: survival. Not happiness, not gratitude, survival. And to survive, the brain had to learn to adapt, to normalize, to stop reacting to things that are constant. When something new enters your life, a relationship, a job, a home, your brain lights up. It feels significant, it feels valuable. Over time, the brain adjusts. The excitement fades, the gratitude fades, and what was once remarkable becomes invisible. Not because it lost its value, but because your brain stopped noticing it. Think about the last time you were sick, really sick, fever, body ache, couldn't get out of bed, and all you wanted, the only thing you wanted was to feel normal again, to breathe without effort, to eat without nausea, to just feel okay. And when you recovered, for about 2 days, you were genuinely grateful just to be healthy. You noticed it, you appreciated it, and then 3 days later, it was gone again. Back to invisible, back to normal, back to taking it for granted. This is called hedonic adaptation. Your brain normalized health so quickly that you forgot you were ever grateful for it. But this goes deeper than biology. We live in a culture that is specifically designed to make you feel like what you have is never enough. Every advertisement tells you the next thing will make you happy. Every social media post shows you a life slightly better than yours. Every conversation about success is about what you haven't achieved yet. We are surrounded by systems that profit from your dissatisfaction because a grateful person doesn't consume, a content person doesn't upgrade, a person who values what they have doesn't need what you are selling. So the system keeps you looking forward, always forward, never at what's already in your hands. And then there is a deeper cultural layer. In Indian families and many cultures like ours, expressing appreciation was never really normalized. We don't say I love you easily. We don't tell our parents what they mean to us. We don't tell our friends, I am glad you are in my life. Not because we don't feel it, but because we were never taught to say it out loud. Emotions were private. Vulnerability was weakness. Gratitude was assumed, not expressed. So we walked through life surrounded by people we loved, never telling them, never showing them, assuming they knew, assuming there was time, and then one day there isn't. A parent gets a diagnosis, a friendship quietly dissolves, a relationship reaches a point of no return, and suddenly everything you never said feels unbearably loud. Loss doesn't teach us to value things, loss just removes the option of taking them for granted. When someone is gone, you can't ignore it anymore. You can't assume it will be there tomorrow. The absence forces the attention that the presence never demanded. That's not wisdom. That's just the absence of choice. Real wisdom would be valuing things before loss makes it unavoidable. But here's what makes this so hard. Presence is quiet. Your father sitting in the next room doesn't announce itself, doesn't demand your attention, doesn't remind you that one day it won't be there. It just exists quietly in the background while you scroll, while you work, while you plan for a future that hasn't arrived yet. And absence is loud. It occupies every corner of a room. It sits in the empty chair at the dinner table. It lives in the contact you can't bring yourself to delete. Presence whispers, absence screams, and we are wired to respond to screaming. So, what do we do with this? The answer isn't to live in constant fear of loss. That's not gratitude, that's anxiety. The answer is something quieter, more deliberate. It's learning to treat the ordinary as if it were already a memory. That cup of tea your mother makes. Someday you will miss it more than you can currently imagine. That friend who checks in on you, there will come a day when you would give anything for one more conversation. That version of your life right now, with all its frustrations and imperfections, someone somewhere would trade everything they have to be living it. The things we lose don't become valuable after they are gone. They were always valuable. We just stopped seeing them. And the saddest part, we have everything we need to see them right now. We just choose not to. Not out of cruelty, not out of carelessness, but because the brain normalized it, because the culture distracted us, because we assumed there was more time. There usually is, until there isn't. Before loss teaches you the hard way, look around. Not at what's missing, at what's still there. The people, the moments, the ordinary Tuesday afternoons that feel like nothing, but are in fact everything. Value it now, before the only way you can is through memory. That's the flip. If this made you think of someone you haven't told what they mean to you, maybe today is the day. And if this got you thinking, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.